with finality what should be done in this case. Even the 6 justices, including Antonio Carpio, who is a Bicolano also, said outright that there was no probable cause. So ano ngayon? At bakit ang mga congressmen, senators ng ibang bansa nagsasabi na palabasin si Leila de Lima? Because they saw on the face of the accusation that there was no really probable cause to begin with. Kaya yan ang problema sa ating bansa. Now, there is also another example of disintegration of the justice system in the case of orthopedic doctor Benigno Igi Agbayani Jr., who died of heart attack while talking to the warden of the Manila City Jail about how he can conduct medical missions for the thousands of inmates at this most certain-packed prison facility in the world. He was charged at the MTC of Manila with committing the crime of reckless imprudence resulting in serious physical injuries. Of the least kind, 4 kasi na klase ang serious physical injury. The worst kind is mutilation. The second is resulting in one person unable now to heal. And the third kind is resulting in injuries that incapacitates a person to labor in more than 90 days. And the least kind is incapacitating to labor from 31 days to 90 days. Ito ang kaso ni Dr. Igi, the least kind. And if you look at the punishment for that least kind of serious physical injury, it's only medium of prison correctional. And what is that? If you will compare it, you will end up in 4 years and 2 months imprisonment. Ngayon, because it is a reckless imprudence, not intentional. Ibig sabihin ng reckless imprudence, not intentional, but there was that act of not taking careful steps in order for you to avoid injury. O sabihin na natin guilty. Ano na nangyari? Kung titignan mo sa Article 365 na Revised Penal Code that says that any reckless imprudence crime that should have resulted in a crime of less grave felony must be imprisoned with 4 months and 10 days. Anong nangyari kay Dr. Igi Agbayani? Sinintensyan siya ni Judge Manuel Rector ng Branch 13 ng Metropolitan Trial Court Manila ng 2 years. Saan niya pinula 2 years? Walang batas na nasasabi na gano'n. Ang kanyang abogado si Attorney Arturo Tan umapila sa Regional Trial Court ng Manila. Itong RTC Manila, dinismiss ang apila dahil hindi nagsampa ng memorandum of appeal ang kanyang abogado na si Arturo Tan. But then, if you look at the reason for the dismissal, the judge said, because you did not file your memorandum of appeal, then you are now deemed to have abandoned your appeal. Por Diyos por Santo, nagkamali na naman. Ang in-apply ng RTC judge ay apila para sa civil case, hindi para sa criminal case. Rule 40 ginamit yan. Kung sa criminal case, Rule 122, which gives an option to the accused whether to file a memorandum of appeal or not. And yet, the RTC is obligated to review the case as found by the MTC or MTCs or Metropolitan Trial Court. So, umapila sa Court of Appeals, hindi rin nakita yun. Dumating sa Supreme Court, 3rd Division, not one of the justices saw it. Instead, they blamed the lawyer of Dr. Igi Tano at Igi Agbayani. Pero sinabi na sa Supreme Court, wala kaming karapatan baguhin o galawin ang kaso dahil nag-final na. That should have been the case kung nag-final. Pero bakit, por Diyos por Santo, why did the Supreme Court change the penalty from 2 years to 1 year and 1 day? If they do not have the power to change the decision, sinaside ko lang lahat nito, we cannot trust at all times nasa kamay ng mga justices natin. Mananatili tayong patas para sa ating mga tao. So, with that, we are here proposing the establishment of the jury system as in the United States of America. In the jury system, the judges are the people. We have that trial jury in the United States composed of 12 people selected randomly from the community or from the list of voters. In our case, we propose that it should be done in every city and every province in the Philippines. Now, what the people and the judges as to the facts, as to what really happened. The role or the duty of the presiding judge should only be as a referee to ensure that the proceedings will run smoothly and to apply the law based on the facts established by the members of the jury. At ako sa US, meron din tinatawag na grand jury composed of 25 persons selected or chosen randomly from the community or list of voters in every province or city. They will be serving 6 months. After 6 months, they will be replaced by another set of grand jury members. And these grand jury members will be the persons who will decide who should be charged in court. It's no longer the prosecutor's office, but these members of the jury. Example, if a policeman arrests a person on drug use, for example, drug selling, then the police officers are required to bring to the grand jury offices the particular grand jury and then present the accused, and then the members of the grand jury have that power to tell the police officers, go out please, we will interview the accused. And then if a majority of that grand jury votes to fight the case in court or indict the accused in court, then that's the time that the accused will be indicted. For sure, if Leila de Lima is brought to the grand jury, she will be acquitted at the first instance. These juries can never be influenced. Why? Because we propose that they shall be housed secretly. No one knows who are the members of the jury. And in trial courts, the members of the jury cannot go home until they can come up with a decision. And in criminal cases, trial jurors are required to vote unanimously for acquittal or unanimously for conviction. And usually, as experience shows, an ordinary case like drug bust, the witnesses are, number one, the arresting police officer. Number two, the posture buyer or the police officer who acted as a buyer. Number three, the forensic chemist who will tell the court that the evidence allegedly taken from the accused will indeed shabu or marijuana. Usually, in our experience, those are only the three witnesses. So how many hours do we need to spend for those three witnesses? For example, sa tatlong testigo, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour and 30 minutes, tapos na ang presentasyon ng ebidensya. Umaga. And then the accused will present himself as his witness. Kahit 1 hour pa. So meaning to say, in 1 day, tapos ang kaso. The jury and the juries or the jurors are not allowed to go home if they cannot come up with a vote of unanimity for acquittal or for conviction. That is how fast. Tapos isa pa kung bakit liliit ang kaso natin, mawawala ang target kasi sasalain ang tamang probable cause masasala ang talagang walang kasalanan, hindi makakasuhan. Liliit kayo ng kaso. Let me cite an example of the performance of the jury trial in O.J. Simpson. Kay O.J. Simpson umabot ng isang buwan sapagkat napakaraming distribo. Nag-propose ang district attorney, sa Amerika kasi ang fiscal district attorney ang tawag. Nagsabit siya ng isang glove na ginamit kuno ni O.J. Simpson sa pagpatay ng sa kanyang misis. Naisipan ng abogado ni O.J. Simpson. Sabi niya, Your Honors, na-request sa presiding judge, we request that the glove, alleged by the Federal Bureau of Investigation operatives as the one used allegedly by the accused in killing his wife, be fitted into his hands. Sinubukan nyo pinasok ang kamay sa glove. Hindi nagkasya. Sumigaw ngayon ang abogado ni O.J. Simpson, if it does not fit, acquit! That pronouncement of that shout of the lawyer resonated in the minds of the jurors. Eventually, the jurors acquitted O.J. Simpson. That's how beautiful the jury system is in the Philippines. Kaya kung sa jury, ang ating pagbibigay ng tiwala para sa usapin ng pagkatarungan, our country will move forward. There will be no more abusive businessmen. There will be no more corrupt politicians because in the US, nagtataka kayo sa Amerika. Konting panutsada lang na nakita si congressman na may girlfriend, resign kagad. Kasi ang kinatatakutan nila jury. Si Clinton hindi nakaiwas sa grand jury at nakasuhan sa impeachment. Ngayon si Donald Trump hindi rin nakalawas kasi grand jury din ang kumaso sa kanya. And Mr. Tibuloy was indicted by the federal grand jury for the crime of sex trafficking and smuggling of $350,000 from Honolulu, Hawaii down to be brought to the Philippines using his private jet. So ngayon, ang update sa kanya is pumayag ang district attorney na babaan, magpiplead, parang plea bargaining siya, isurrender niya yung 2 tao niya. Kapalit sa mas mababang kulong. At nakaschedule ang trial na sa November 2024. At pagsimula na, dumalaban kung magkakaroon ng trial jury. So, gano'n ang aking hiniling sa inyo. So, ang gagawin namin, gagawa kami ng petition, i-email namin sa lahat, nagtutulong, mag-ikot, magpapapirma ng petition. Ang petition ay magtatanong laban sa mga Pilipino. Bayag ka ba na ang ating judikatura ay gagawin na ang mga tao na mismo ang mga huwis o husgado sa lahat ng korte, lahat ng prosecutor's offices, at lahat ng ombudsman offices? Ganun lang kasimple ang tanong. So yes or no lang sa sagot nila. At kailangan natin ang pirma ng 12% of the entire voters. Let us assure na sa kada distrito ay hindi bababa na may 3% na pumirma. I think we can do it. And yes, we can. Good evening po sa inyo. Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much.